Good afternoon. As was mentioned this morning in Mark's presentation, ECHORD was a precursor of the new mechanism of having the possibility of funding small-size experiments in a kind of open call framework. So the idea of the session this afternoon is to tell you about what's happening as a sort of follow-up activities to the ECHORD project. And I'm speaking about the agenda of this session. So I will moderate the session and I will give a brief introduction about Euroc, the new project which I coordinate. And then you will hear three presentations from three colleagues belonging to the core consortium of Euroc. Martin Hegele from Fraunhofer IPA, Rainer Bischoff from KUKA Labs, you heard him already yesterday afternoon and this morning, Christoph Ursuler from Alstom Power in Switzerland, and then Rainer Lafrenz, who was engaged with me as core consortium members in ECHORD, and now is engaged into ECHORD++, which is the follow-up activity to the ECHORD project, and is obviously from TU Munich. So this is just the contents of my presentation. And in order to illustrate the new concept that we've been promoting with this project, I have a video in the next slide.
The European manufacturing industry needs competitive solutions to maintain global leadership in products and services. To this end, some of Europe's leading robotics companies and research institutions have formed a consortium aimed at launching the European Robotics Challenges, Euroc. Euroc consists of three industry-relevant challenges within the themes of reconfigurable interactive manufacturing cell, shop floor logistics and manipulation, and plant inspection and servicing. Each of the three challenges consists of three stages of increasing complexity. Stage 1 is the qualifying stage. This includes a simulation test and a matchmaking event, where challengers can team up with end users, technology developers, and system integrators. The 5 highest scoring teams in each challenge will move on to Stage 2. Stage 2 is performed in realistic labs and consists of benchmarking, freestyle, and showcase rounds, before 2 teams per challenge are selected as Euroc finalists. The third and final stage will consist of pilot experiments at end-user sites under real manufacturing conditions. The results will be evaluated by a board of expert judges, which will eventually select one Euroc winner. Euroc presents some excellent benefits to participants, including a pot of €7 million in grant money, the opportunity to test and benchmark their algorithms using the latest hardware at real end-user sites, and incredible networking and business opportunities. The call for challengers will open from April 1st to June 30th, 2014. If instead you are an end user, technology developer, or system integrator looking to team up with talented challengers, this call will open from April 1st to mid-November 2014. So if you're interested in being part of this unique opportunity, or want to read more about who we are and what we're looking for, don't hesitate to check out our website at www.euroc-project.eu or follow us on Twitter.
So this was in 2 minutes 20 seconds Euroc in a nutshell. So you got an idea of what we are committed to pursuing in the next 3 years and a half. The project was kicked off January the 1st, but actually the calls were open April the 1st, as you saw in the video. And the 3 challenges, and you will hear more details about the 3 challenges in the next 3 presentations, are actually articulated into 3 stages. The first stage is the qualifying stage, which is only reserved to the challengers, whereas the end users, the system developers, and the system integrators, technology developers will go directly to the matchmaking. So this has a duration of 4 months, and the best teams which are teaming up with the end users. They will put up proposals, and they will work for a period of 10 months plus 5 months into the second stage, where the use case is emulated under realistic manufacturing condition in the lab. Then in the final stage, 2 challenger teams per challenge will advance to the field test, where the use case is brought to the field test, to the end user site. And this has a duration of 9 months. So the total duration of the project is 48 months, and you can see a number of milestones along the timeline of the project. In view of the focus of this I4MS event, I decided to have just one slide illustrating the concept of the matchmaking, which is of greatest interest to the companies and to the SMEs. So basically, a number of challengers register for the simulation contest, and those will be automatically scored, and there will be 15 winners, so 15 best-ranked challengers for each challenge. In parallel, there is the call open until November 15 for the end-user technology developers and system integrators, and we do hope to scout as many SMEs as we can. Those SMEs that maybe they haven't solved yet their use cases using robotics technology, but they have a sort of potential to solving their use cases using a technology as far as it fits in the 3 scenarios of the challenges. So basically, those companies, they submit either use cases or technology or expertise, and they have to provide a description of what they want to contribute. So there is an elicitation, and then we will have a folder, a catalog of use cases. This is a similar concept to what we had in the ECHO project, where the companies were offering hardware, firmware, software, and there is a folder of technologies, and there is a folder of system integrators. And then there is a matchmaking phase, which will culminate into a brokerage workshop. We will be coaching this activity, in which the 15 teams which have qualified after the simulation stage will pick up one use case to solve. And this is very competitive, because if you are a challenge team, you can bring your end user to the party. But at the same time, you have to accept that this is competitive. So this end user may find a better team, or you yourself as a challenge team can find a better use case to compete. So you pick up your use case to solve, and then you pick up some technologies which are needed to implement the use case, and only for the first challenge, you will hear more details in a while, you will need a system integrator, because the first challenge is completely open as far as the technology developer and the system integrators are concerned. And then you team up and you come up with a small consortium. This is a la ECHOD and ECHOD++ and other experiments which now are part of I4MS, and then you prepare a proposal. And the proposals will be judged according to the same criteria as the project proposal evaluated by the European Commission. With independent experts, we have to be neutral in the core consortium to the evaluation, and there will be a consensus panel, but basically we'll have 1 chance out of 3 to be funded, because of the 15 teams, 5 will be actually funded. So this is a challenge chart summarizing the whole process in the 3 stages. So we expect as many challenge applicants as we can in the simulation contest. And then in order to participate to the matchmaking course, in which you may have to meet some end users and also you have to attend the final brokerage workshop, we will grant a sort of reimbursement, argent de poche, we can say, of €5,000 for the teams which have borne some expenses to be part of the matchmaking. Then, the most interesting part in terms of the financial support comes in the second stage, where each challenge team can be supported for 250 plus 125,000 euro, and then the pilot experiments in the final stage are supported 210,000 euro. So, in the final slide, I try to summarize why you should find advantages. What are the allures of applying to Europe project? There's a cumulative sum of 7 million grant money available to the challengers into the 3 stages. So in the 6 lucky teams that will be in the final stage will have received a total support of 585,000 euro for 24 months of work. And this should be quite appealing. You saw in the video that there will be symbolically 1 Euro winner, because we can't use European taxpayers' money to grant an award and a prize award, like for instance DARPA challenges do in the US, because we are in Europe. We do this with different culture and with different rules, okay? The second lure is the added value of the challenge experiments, because you will have the possibility of benchmarking. This was underlined several times during the presentations of yesterday as well as of this morning, but there is a time, and there is now a time of benchmarking the algorithms to facilitate the technology transfer from the research lab to the industry. And this is perfectly in line with the work program of Horizon 2020, by the way. And you will be able to benchmark these algorithms on 3 first-class European hosting platforms. For the involvement of the so-called whole value chain, because from the beginning, from the time of the proposal, the end user, the technology developers, and the system integrators are on board. It's open access to platforms, so this is an advantage, with full support from the local host and also from the end users in the final stage, at the end user site, and also where you will have the possibility of testing the algorithms. And as far as the financial support, there is no durable involved, because either you bring your hardware or you find your hardware and the system integrator expenses by the platform host. So basically, this money is good for personnel, travel, and subsistence. And also, during this matchmaking phase, there is an excellent opportunity to gain business experience, because you will team up with the end user from the beginning, and also great networking opportunities. And this doesn't rule out the possibility that in the final stage, if you're not qualified to the final stage, you will have received the support of 375,000 euros. So you may find advantageous to continue your experiment at the end user site, even without our financial support. So those are the dates. Both calls were published April 1st. In 12 days, the call for challengers will be closed. You don't have much to do other than registering an application, like a one-page profile, who you are, why you want to apply to that challenge, whereas the call for end-user technology developers and system integrators will stay open until November 15, in such ways to allow us to give more time for the scouting of those companies and SMEs which are potentially interested to the project. You can follow us, you can email us. There's a website, the video is so, there's a press release, and there's also a nice seeker spotlight at Innocentive, which is a company in our consortium, and they are the world experts of challenges. They have carried out more than 1,600 challenges, and they've been the company in the US that has run all the DARPA challenges. So that's why we wanted them to have them on board, and they're also partner in the Rockin initiative, which Rainer mentioned this morning in this presentation. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter.